Hey guys, this is Ankit and welcome to the Google Cloud Platform Task Series. We are doing a list of basic tasks to get ourselves familiar with Google Cloud Provider, that is GCP. We are following the DevOps Engineer and SRE learning path, also available at cloudskillsboost.google/paths. You can get more details by going to my repository, thecloudterminal01/learn-devops. For today's task, we have the following objectives. First, we will confirm that the needed APIs are enabled. We will be building containers with DockerFile and Cloud Build. Finally, we will be building and testing containers with a build configuration file and Cloud Build. The total amount of time we will be spending will be around 7 to 10 minutes. So let's begin. Let's move on to our first subtask. We will check whether the required APIs are enabled or not. We'll check the Cloud Build and Container Registry API. So let's go to the console, APIs and services, library. Let's check Cloud Build. And also Container Registry. This is enabled, and Container Registry API is enabled as well. Let's move on to our next subtask. We will be building containers with DockerFile and Cloud Build. So I'll first create a file, quickstart.sh. Let me add this content to the file. Let's create another file, that is the Docker file, and add this content in the file. Let's give execute permission to quickstart.sh. So basically we have created a very simple shell script which just prints hello world and then the result of the date command. And in the Docker file as well, we have following lines. The first line takes Alpine image as the base image. It copies quickstart.sh to /directory, and then we have an argument for command, which is the file quickstart.sh itself. So now let's go back and use gcloud builds command to submit a build to Cloud Build. So the build is completed, and let's go to view all products and search for Cloud Build. As well as Container Registry, and let's open them in new tabs. This is the build that we initiated few seconds back, and this is the image that we created just now. Now let's move on to our next subtask for building containers with a build configuration file and Cloud Build. For that, we will be cloning this repository. Let's create a symbolic link so that we can have shortcut to our working directory. I'll wait for this to complete first. So the git clone is complete. Let me run the command for symbolic link. This is completed as well. Let's move to this directory for which we created the symbolic link, and we want to go to cloud build a directory. And let's see what is present in the cloud build.yaml file. So this file basically instructs Cloud Build to use Docker to build an image and tag it with this particular tag, and finally push it to container registry. So let's move on to our next subtask and execute this command, which submits a build to Cloud Build using cloudbuild.yaml as a configuration file. Let's wait for this to complete. The build is complete, so let's go to build history, and we will see that there is another build which happened just now at 5:42. And if we go to container images, go back, we see that there is another image that was uploaded just now. Let's move on to our next subtask, where we will be building and testing containers with a build configuration file and cloud build. So let's move to this particular directory in Cloud Shell. Let's check the contents of cloudbuild.yaml here. Let's also check the contents of quickstart.sh and DockerFile. Over here you will see that the quickstart.sh script has been modified so that it simulates a test failure when an argument fail is passed to it. Now let's submit a build using gcloudbuild command, and we will use cloudbuild.yaml as a configuration file. As expected, the build has failed because we are providing a command line argument failed, and if we provide a command line argument to our shell script, it will fail with exit status code 1. Now let's see whether the shell knows that the build failed or not. So I will echo the value of $? And the shell knows about the failure as well. So this completes all of our subtasks. That's all for today. See you in the next video.